So, hello everybody. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. And along with growing our own food, sometimes we got to store food, or you should be storing your own food. It's nice to have excess and amazing, delicious things that you've grown to draw upon. And one of the best ways to do that is to be growing your own grains. And we're going to talk about sorghum here, which is one of the easiest, arguably most productive small scale grains you can grow. And this happens to be a variety I like to grow here called Florida White Sudan. Beautiful large white kernels that you can cook just like rice, or you can dry them and make a flour out of it, or dry them and again and just use them whole. So many things you can do with it. And of course, once it's dried, it can store and last you for years and years and years. The plants are drought and poor soil tolerant. They're pest resistant. So much easier to grow than corn. Corn is a 100% failed crop here in my area. I cannot grow corn without spraying it, whether that's with harsh chemicals and pesticides or whatever happens to be. Zero. If I do not spray corn, it is a 100% loss. Where sorghum here is just grow it and forget it. It can take the dry, it can take the wet, and it's so useful. These kernels here, they pop like popcorn when they're dry. You can harvest them a little bit green and break them off, and they're like a little sweet and kind of soft and tender. Very delicious. Look at that. And there's other varieties too. You generally want to stay away from the varieties that are used in birdseed because they tend to have a lot of tannins in them and they're bitter and they don't really cook out. But edible varieties meant for people are a little more on the rare side. They're kind of hard to find here in the US. It's not a crop that's generally grown here, but you can find them here and there. The varieties that are used for cane syrup, sorghum syrup, tend not to produce a lot of seed. And again, if they do, it tends to be really loaded with tannins. So you want to find a good variety meant for eating. We grow one called Early Chalou. It's a tan type that's low in tannins, almost zero. Really great tasting, pops like popcorn. You can throw it whole in soups and stews. This white variety is great for grinding the flour and making bread out of, adding it to wheat flour, or just making a flatbread out of it. There's so much you can do with them. And then the plants themselves. These ones right here, I've been just coming along and harvesting the grains off of, like this right here. I just literally take a bucket and the grains come right off. A little stink bug. And and then once that's harvested, the plants regrow throughout the season. This little row has been here since the beginning of the year, and I've harvested non-stop off of it. And you can even cut this down to the ground and it'll regrow. If you do not freeze or get a hard frost, these are actually short-lived perennials. They'll come back year after year, so that's amazing. You can harvest it multiple times during the season. It's great chicken fodder, livestock fodder, feed it to the greens, cut and come again. There is so much that you can do with sorghum. It's an absolutely amazing plant. So if you're really looking to grow your own food, grains and legumes on a small scale are an absolute must because there's so much you can do with them. Definitely look into it. Sorghum would be my number one go-to. I generally tell people just to stay away from corn. Corn, yes, if you're a little farther up north and your pest and disease issues are much, much lower than here in the south. But corn is a no-go here in Florida. It just needs too much care. The soil needs to be too rich, and it just doesn't work out. Sorghum, it's super productive. You can see all of these right here are regrowth, and all of these will produce heads. We are in July right now, and this will keep on producing until December. And if we don't freeze hard, it'll just keep on going. So definitely a crop to look into, guys. Sorghum is definitely the way to go. Easy to grow, delicious, nutritious, you know. You can eat it yourself, feed the stalks to your livestock, and just keep on growing it. Can't beat that. So grow food, guys, and grow yourself some sorghum. This variety is been selected out for eating, so it's delicious, low tannins, tastes really good, and the early Chalou. Those two varieties together can give you everything you want, from flour to using it as a whole grain to little popped sorghum popcorn. Absolutely delicious and super productive. Look at that.